welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy V. Last time, I cleared out the rest of these guys off screen once the episode ended. And this time, let's just show you what I got out of them. We got 4 of their Dragoon Lances. Now, you don't have to steal them this way. There's actually another enemy later on in the dungeon. You can steal them from later, and then you don't have to go from one form to another form in order to steal them. But I find that this battle, it's a little easier to do it in. It takes a little more time, but it's less dangerous because the enemies really, the boss doesn't deal as much damage to you. So I chose to do it now. It took me, I think, 20 minutes to steal all 4 of them, so it's time consuming and it's tedious, but it's not too bad. Anyway, since last time, I have changed very few of my setups, but just so you can take a look there, the Dragoon Lances are really, really powerful. One of the best weapons we can get in the entire game. But for now, I'm sticking with Holy Elemental stuff, not for the upcoming boss, but for one little later on. And somebody has the Wall Ring on, doesn't matter who, and they have the Float spell cast on them, because I would like to show something off here. Just the rest of my gear. Abilities are same as before. I don't think I've changed anything else up. There we go. Let's go over that quickly. Go and talk to him here. He runs out and he chases you down. So let's fight this guy. Now, if you are inflicted with the float status, he will always counter with gravity 100. If you have the reflect status on as well as float, he does nothing else. Yeah. Catastrophe, level 71, 19,907 HP, absorbs Earth. Use Darkness, Paralysis, and Slow against him if you want, but if you cheese your way through the fight like I'm doing here, there's not really a whole lot the boss is going to do against you. Should we fight him properly? Fine, we'll fight him properly. Okay, we're back. Now, I do want to go over a couple things equipment-wise before heading in there. 1, either have a ribbon or an Aegis shield to protect yourself against the stone status, because the boss can inflict stone. If you still have Gaia gears, I think they make you absorb Earth Elemental? Maybe? If you still have them, it would be worth at least testing out. I don't have them anymore, so I didn't look it up. But, yeah. As you might guess from somebody who counters every single, use of float with something to ground you, he is going to be able to do a reasonable amount of earth damage. So I'll do 1 X fight just to start off the fight, and then no more X fight, because otherwise I could cheese through this really quickly. And I missed. What is that? So there's Demon's Eye. That will inflict stone. If you want to, or, well, if you're going to fight this guy normally, you'll want to set up Big Guard. All he does is physical attacks, and yeah, so we got our float back from that. Just guard a couple of times here. Earthshaker! In this case, it's actually not the worst thing in the world, but part of that's because we have Shell on. It would do closer to 1,000 otherwise. Let's see. We already went over his stats. He's not weak against anything in particular. Sildra, why not? One of the other things the ribbon protects against in this game is actually instant death. Actually, it was another interesting little fact. Yeah, a lot of what he does is physical, so you will want to cast Golem if you plan to be in here for a while. Just figured I'd show a little more variety here. And I should probably get some healing off here. Probably be a good idea. Not that I really need it, I'd just do another X fight or that, and I win. There are a lot of bosses in here, as we saw when we entered the Interdimensional Rift, but they're not really all that difficult. Many of them are very easy. Many of them have exploits that you can easily make use of, or easily get around. Fast forward through the cabin use there, and I think all my equipment is still what I want it to be. So let's head down here and see what treasure all those guys were hiding. Rainbow dress, red shoes. Yeah, well, what do you expect? It's dancer-related equipment. For whatever reason, if you didn't steal them earlier, it takes you till the final dungeon and about halfway or more into it to finally get the ultimate dancer's gear. It's really kind of lame that they make you go that far in order to get them. Oh, well, thank you, obviously evil. I mean, not obviously evil little girl. No spoilers. It's like, yeah, there's just this random girl in there for no reason. Alright, can we show off another battle around here? I don't remember which enemies we've shown off before. Actually, we showed off both these enemies, haven't we? No, we have not. The bodyguard is new. Also called Yojimbo in other translations. Where are you in my notes? Level 52, 3,960 HP, susceptible to all status. If you want to steal from this guy, he does have the most powerful katana in the game, more powerful than even the Masamune. Has a 30% critical hit rate and 117 attack power. The Masamune, I think, has only 107, but the Masamune always makes you go first in battle, which is why I tend to give it to Bartz a lot of the time, so that he can go first in battle and get slash off right away, and people can mime it if they need to. So there's an option for you there if you want to get a better one of those, say you're still using a samurai. And here we get a man-eater knife. I wish, again, we'd got those much earlier in the game, but whatever. That's why I went out of my way to steal the two that I got, because they're just really, really good. And more new things. Should get that Masamune back on, but... Deathclaw, level 51, 4,000 HP, weak to water, immune to death, stone, toad, mini, float for some reason, zombie, dark, and control. And they use Deathclaw because, of course, they do. Get White Wind up. And some of them are susceptible to gravity. They're all susceptible to gravity. The other one there was Fury, level 50. You can use level 5 Doom on him. 5,000 HP, weak to water. Again, immune to gravity. Okay, my notes are wrong. Immune to gravity, which is obviously not correct. You can steal a rare cursed ring from them. If you're so inclined to go after that, I don't feel the need to anymore. Alright, what we got around here? Let's head down here. Can we do anything down here? I believe that unlocks the door, and then this sends you down to the lower level that we already had access to, and that closes the gate. Okay, I made my way back, and if you go that way, it throws you into the throne. Scratching my head on this one, I have no idea why this happens. Though it does remind me of sitting on the throne in Chrono Trigger there, in the Tyranno layer, or the hell was the name of the other one? The Giant's Claw. That's the one it was. I always neglect the name of the secondary dungeon there, because when I was a kid, I found that dungeon on my own without the hint that the game provides, and I never saw the name of it until years later when I went and was fiddling around and actually found the name. Anyway, there's a secret to this one. Show up as toads or have ribbon on. I put build up on so I don't absolutely annihilate this one. But there's not really a whole lot to it. I'm still gonna annihilate this one. Let's see, we've got this one, level 97, 33,333 HP. You can use Mini, Darkness, Mute, and Slow. You can steal a rare Aegis Shield if you want to. Let's see, Blue. A lot of the attacks this one uses, I think the wiki refers to it as a guy, but looks like a girl, kind of, sort of. I don't know. It was a girl sprite before, so I'm gonna just say she. Let's see, what else can I do here? Haste too? Sure, can do some haste. Darkness would be useful to inflict. So would Mute, which you can also inflict on her. And the reason for this is she can use Holy, and when she does Holy, I think it inflicts petrification as well or something. I'm not sure how that works. But anyway, you're about to die, so that's fine. Or Medio can do crap for damage. That works too, I guess. But yeah, we have access to build up right now. Yeah, so there's Holy. Everyone's protected against... Whoa! Holy crap! I'm gonna redo that fight, but wow! I did not expect that. That's a lot of damage. I don't think he had the bone mail on. Wow! Give me a moment. Okay, there we go. This time we didn't die quite so easily there. Yeah, I did not expect Holy to do that much damage, though. I did want to show it off because I'd heard something about petrification. I just don't have enough people with items so that I can't revive people as easily anymore. But anyway, there's another boss in the books there. There are a few more enemies I would like to demonstrate in this area, so let's see if we can find some of them in this room here. There they are, Iron Giant. Iron Giant is quite powerful. They are also susceptible to gravity. You could use Slash, or you could use Odin against them. Let's see here, where are you on my notes? Level 61, 18,000 HP, weak to water. You can defeat them with Death, Stone, and Gravity. They're also susceptible to Slow. Ow. Summon Phoenix. I have a use for Phoenix! We can actually show this off, sure. It's actually a pretty cool summon animation. Damage isn't substantial, but better than Ifrit. Yay! Look at that. The best place in the game to earn experience points is actually in this area, and that's because you can fight up to 2 Iron Giants in one battle, giving you 5,000 experience for your whole party. But as you can tell by the fact that I'm level 39 and I'm at the end of the game, levels aren't really required. In fact, when you get and master all of your jobs and get to max level, you'll have max HP, but at the same time, like, your stats won't be much higher than what I have now. So just take like your highest strength stat, 60, nope, wrong buttons here, with say your highest magic stat of 66, and your highest agility of 55, and I think a little more vitality, maybe 50 or 60 of that. And those are like your max stats for all your characters anyway. It's not like you're going to get much more than that, so it doesn't really matter too much. Do I have any more enemies? There's a magic dragon. I think we may have seen it before. If not, it's level 36. It's got 2,900 HP. It's immune to Toad, Mini, weak to poison, and wind. I believe we've seen the Sword Dancer. They're level 48, 3,000 HP, susceptible to all status. You can find blue dragons and red dragons around here as well. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Anyway, let's go out the door now, or up the stairs. Ah, one sec. Okay, I'm back. One thing really to change here. Quick flame rings on everybody. I'm going to show this battle a few times, so I'm not going to spend too much time. He's weak to Holy, so make sure you're prepared with that. In fact, I even gave the Sage Staff to Ferris there, because it does a lot of Holy Elemental damage. So let's see. Ahead of you lies the space where the void is sealed. The void inside the interdimensional rift, or the Cleft of Dimension, or also the void, or the end zone, or whatever. But yeah, this guy is big. Let's see how much damage we do with that. Oh, that does nowhere near as much damage as it typically does. Normally when you use it as a weapon, it does like 4,000 damage against something weak to Holy. I guess that wasn't a good idea. Oh well, no big deal. Yeah, if you just come in here without planning things out, it doesn't go very well for you. He counters physical attacks with Tidal Wave. Let's try this again. let's use a magical spell on him and see what he counters with this time. No. He starts off the battle a lot of time with Snowstorm, which is why I have the flame rings on, just so that we could show some stuff off. He is weak to water, so we can show off our own Leviathan. Twin Tania, 50,000 HP, weak to Holy and Water. You can use Mute, Zombie, Dark, Berserk, and Slow on him. And he does tend to use Mind Blast, which sucks, because, yeah. He did not counter with what I wanted him to, though. He can use Wind Slash. I'm not worried about that at all. Let's see. Let's use Flare on him. Maybe he'll do his proper counter to that. There we go. Took a little while for him to actually use it, but eventually, yeah, he likes to counter magic, sometimes apparently, with Mega Flare. So, yeah, we're gonna reload again there. Now, if you're not planning on just walking up to him and showing all the different ways that you can die, then we would come up here and we would fight him the cheesy way that we want to start with. And that is by doing absolutely nothing at the start of this fight. And just waiting around, wait, and take a nap, and yeah, eventually he'll do Mind Blast. I'm not worried about this because we seem to recover relatively quickly from this. Want to make sure we get a little bit of healing in the meantime here. White Wind. So yeah, eventually this battle will get slightly more interesting. We'll throw Haste up, why not? And after a little bit of time, come on. Once he starts charging for Giga Flare, you may have remembered the book that we read. After he starts charging for Giga Flare, he becomes susceptible to Death, Stone, Gravity, and Toad. Oh yeah, we're doing it. Alright, let's turn one of the biggest enemies we've seen into a Toad, and the rest of the battle is, yeah, laughable. Oh, forgot to unequip that. Fast forward. Either way, he still has... Oh, he recovers from that. Didn't realize that. Oh well. You can do that every time he charges up for his attack, if you're interested in doing that. As far as other ways of doing the fight, there's a lot of things you can do. Yeah, he's just going to counter that, so I don't really care, because I'm going to, yeah, do that. Let's see. Another way of dealing with things is to better prepare for things this time around. So this time, we have Man-Eater Knife, which doesn't do much more damage. We'll fast forward through some of that. Attack him again, weak to Holy, so I got the Holy Lance and the Excalibur. Deal a whole bunch of damage to him here. And he'll use Tidal Wave, which I now have Coral Rings to protect myself against, so I don't have to worry. And if I want to protect against his Mega Flare, all I need to do is summon Carbuncle, and I will reflect his attempts to use that, and I'll do even more damage. Let's see, what else can I deal damage to him with? Unfortunately, I don't think you have any better options other than Meteor at the moment. It's nice when it actually does a decent amount of damage, though. That's good. And if he decides to counter me, then all the better, because now I've got Reflect up. We're no longer protected against that, but as soon as he decides to counter me for using a physical attack, then I'll be healed up because Tidal Wave will end up healing me. Or he could just die outright. That works too. One of the more interesting aspects to this is if you equipped wall rings on everybody and then just come into the fight with, say, somebody with Mime and a Black Mage, or somebody with Black Magic, just cast Black Magic off yourself, bounce it onto him, it'll deal damage to him. Sometimes he'll counter with Mega Flare, and that'll also bounce off and deal more damage to him. And it's just rather tedious and funny if you start to do it that way. Is there any other ways I should try and take this guy down? Should I try and do it normally without cheesing things? Sure, why not? Alright, one final time here. It's going to start off with Atomic Ray, which we can deal with. Actually going to guard for the moment. First things first, we want to set up our defenses. This is basically without cheesing through it in pretty much any way. I wanted to make sure that I had some white magic on so that I can heal if necessary. Mighty Guard is going to be essential for trying to survive this without coral rings, because that would be kind of the ideal way of doing this. Where'd my thing go? Dragon Fang. So we're going to give all the power to Bart's there. Dragon Fang, Potion. And then we're going to mine that. And then Bart's is going to basically do most of the heavy lifting on his own. I guess this is technically another way you could cheese through the fight. If he uses Giga Flare against you, then you lose. It does like 4,000 damage to everybody. Mind Blast can be reflected if you're wondering, so wall rings are actually really good for this fight. But yeah, we've reduced most of the damage he can do. He didn't bother to come back at me for using a physical attack against him with, Tidal Wave there. If so, that was why I had Mighty Guard set up so that I would be able to reduce some of that damage. But there's lots of easy ways of doing it. If you equip wall rings on everyone, he can't deal all that much. Atomic Ray is reflected, and so is Mind Blast, and lots of other things. Tidal Wave won't be reflected, but lots of other things will. So Giga Flare, you cannot block, as far as I know. Definitely not with Reflect. I tried. But anyway, now that we've defeated him, we can run into new things. I think we've seen all of these ones. I've talked about them all. Yeah, we'll just fast forward through the rest of this fight. Slash. Kill it. Slash will still be useful, but it kind of depends on your level. If you're like level 30 instead of level 39, it's not going to be anywhere near as useful. But its usefulness is definitely declining. And I still love this song. Such a good theme. But anyway, that's pretty much all the time we have for today. Next time, we'll head through the final area, the final variant of the final area. Final section, whatever you want to call it. This is the Crystal area. Gotta love them. At the end of 90% of Final Fantasy games, it seems. But that's all for this one. And I'll see you guys next time.